Okay. Hey everyone, it's Raquel, aka Lady Phoenix. I am doing this recording out of drag, out of face, so that everybody can see the raw, real, exhausted person that I am right now. I'm making this video in regards to our weekend at Fresno Drag Fest at Our Savior's Lutheran Church. So a little bit of prehistory here. The Fresno Drag Fest has gone on for 4 years, minus 1 year due to COVID restrictions. We couldn't do it. There was never any issues. Each year attendance grew and grew and grew, and we've never had an issue until this year. Bella started, Isabel Lopez, part of our court and part of the general community in Fresno, has a daughter who identifies as LGBT, possibly more so than I'm aware of. Her daughter is the most amazing person in the world. She is wild like Bella and just a lot of fun. And according to Bella, she came out as a young child, or as a minor, I'm sorry, but later in her years. So Bella felt like she had failed her daughter, and it was really hard for Bella. So Bella started this as a support. Her daughter said, well, as a youth, she wanted to see drag shows or any type of drag show. So Bella started this for her, and it has expanded to other LGBT youth, always age appropriate, with some amazing performers. I mean, I have had the honor of being on the same stage with so many great people, introducing one 2 years ago, who is like a dear friend of mine. And the only reason I'm not mentioning their names is because the pics are all over my profile, and I don't have the authorization to say those names, but their pics are on my Facebook page. So this year, there was a movement to stop the event being age-friendly, family-friendly, youth allowed to attend, and at a church. It depended on what side of the fence somebody was on, what they were protesting about. Some of these made no sense. At first, they were really minor online, the comments. Then one of them was a bomb threat, and then it got worse from there. Those made it very real and very scary. We had safety meetings. We discussed it. I discussed it with my ICPs, with my ICP, Donnie. We decided we were still going. We were moving forward. We were not going to allow hate, bigotry to cancel this event or us not going, because then they would have won and they would have spread to other events. There was the Tower event before this in Fresno. So allowing them even a foothold, we were not going to do. So we arrived on site, and the protesters were there, the Proud Boys in full military gear, the alt-right, the basic nut jobs, screaming slurs at us for 5 hours on end. It was everything from, I'm just going to be blunt here, it was everything from faggot to pedophile. It was hard to walk through some of that for 5 hours and listen to what they were saying. But we did it anyway. We pushed through. We did our performances. We got through it. Unfortunately, our license plates were tagged. They got a lot of our info, and before the church was able to cover them up. Sorry. So we did have one follow us back to the hotel, but there was no issues from that. We made the hotel aware, but we did not sleep that night. We decided to come back the next day. We're out of an abundance of caution. Then there was more social media fallout. Pictures of me going up, calling me a demon, a stripper. Okay, that's a compliment on that one. And other hate and job things coming through, threatening to expose me to my job, which has already happened, but my boss is already aware of it. They couldn't miss it. They're like, girl, it's all over YouTube. What they were not aware of was Twitter stuff going on, and that. So yeah, that is the short version of 5 hours listening to that. What I am grateful for this event is us going forward. The amazing security that we had there, the Rainbow Panther Coalition, Carlos and his private security team. We only had the budget left for Bella, literally had for one security guard. He sent 3 or 4 plus himself the entire time. We are so grateful. Antifa, like them or not, okay, they were there to protect us. We also had a full volunteer of people blocking the performers as we had to go from one building to another building with umbrellas. So grateful to them. They braved the rain, the cold for 5 hours. Who does that? People who have a good heart. That's who, and care about our community. Our community is not going to be shut down by the Proud Boys, by the alt-right, by anybody. We are a community of love, of acceptance, and being yourself. And a drag show is just that. It's a drag show. You're going to have all types of performances. We had Little Mermaid there, a dear friend of mine, Averiana. She was a Little Mermaid. She looked so great. It was family friendly. But that is again, the short version of what happened this weekend. And guess what? We would do it again. Is it emotionally hard to keep seeing these posts that are happening? Yes. And this was started on Facebook, these alt-right comments by a councilman in Fresno. Oh yes, a social media post calling us evil and promoting the violence. And I'm telling you right now, the LGBT community in Fresno, if I was them, would be moving for a vote of no confidence and has asked to remove him from that council. Because anybody who sits on a government committee, and I have sat on many, including the San Francisco Human Rights Commission, the Re-Entry Council that I'm still on, human rights, the list could go on all day. There is a code of ethics. There is a code of conduct that you are supposed to uphold. And when you can't do that, you don't deserve your seat on any council to represent any person, including the LGBT community. I am that angry at him. That said, 2 wrongs do not make a right. Our community should not also be going and threatening them. We need to be the better person. Is it hard? Yes, it is very hard. For many of us to still, several days later in our heads, hearing them screaming at us, following us, posting defamatory, slanderous posts, when they have no clue who in the hell we are. Well, they do now, but at the time they did not. But they still don't know us personally. I helped so many of the community, and if one of them was in trouble out on the streets and came to me for help, I would still be ethically obligated to help them. It would suck, but I would have to because that's my job. It's not for me to judge somebody else. It's not for their job to judge us. for future events of Bella's Drag Fest. We stand by Bella and Rosea's decision to continue Drag Fest in years to come. We stand by our Savior's Lutheran Church, whose ministers were freaking fabulous. As a person who has always struggled with, I want to be very careful here, is organized religion. I've always struggled. So I've had so many losses in my life, death-wise, from my first partner, all the way up to my sisters. You know, both of them who committed suicide. It's been hard to believe in any God who would allow something like this to happen. Very hard. But I respect other people's rights. That doesn't make me atheist. I believe that there is, you know, a higher power out there overlooking us. We just don't know what it is, in my opinion, until the day we die. And whoever or whatever that is looks at our hearts and to see that they're pure and caring. That is my belief. I fall more along the lines of the Buddhist religion, but I embrace others as well. There's just so many, you know, Druidism, you know, it's just a lot. We're all one. You know, when you cut us open at the end of the day, we all bleed the same color blood. We are not green Vulcan, although some may dispute that, my ex on meth, but you know, what are you going to do? But I digress from there. I stand by their decision to hold the event. I stand by their decision to keep future events. I hope our Savior's Lutheran Church continues to do this. Many of their members were LGBT. One that I was talking to outside was covering up our license plate. She's a person of color. Oh my God, she was such a sweetheart and just amazing. She was checking in on me, making sure I was okay. At the time I was, you know, I'm ex-Army. Even though I was medical in the Army, they trained us to kill. Even, you know, it's just what they do. They train you in the self-defense. I was not worried about that. What I was worried about would be my response if they came to me. Because even though I am a pacifist and do not believe in violence, it is still inside of me. And that is what worried me. Luckily, it did not get to that point. And I hope it never does. Recently, we have had a huge wave of violence in our community. From Pulse, which was a while back, but still fresh in our minds. Club Q recently in Colorado Springs. We're sending out all of our love to all of you because you are all so amazing. Those we lost at Club Q, and those, unfortunately, that we will lose in the future to this stupidity, to this ignorance of hate. It just can't continue. We need to be loving and caring for each other. If you believe in the scriptures and the wording of these things, then you would know that the Bible was written by man and interpreted by man for years. This is not negating anything in it or anyone's beliefs. Because even if extraterrestrials came down from the other side, out of the sky, you could still believe in God. There just may be a few phrases in there that are off because they were interpreted by man. Mankind, not to be sexist here, people, person, that's just it. It's open to interpretation by anybody, including the far right, unfortunately. But we should not be using those views to hurt each other. We should be using those views to embrace our differences, embrace everyone's different values and beliefs. If we were all the same in this world, it would be a very boring, ugly world. We would be like autonomous robots every day. To be different, to embrace that diversity. I am so grateful for all the diversity in my life, to having straight friends, having allies, different races, ethnicities, cultures, beliefs, religions. I'm surrounded by just love. I have an amazing court under Imperial Star Empire, Alameda and Contra Costa counties, which is, in my opinion, one of our most diverse courts in years. We have all walks of life. and that makes us better. I really hope Bella and the church go forward with this next year and years after, and we continue to grow and make it bigger and better. We will continue to stand by Bella and Isabel. We will continue to stand by our no hate policy. We will continue to stand with love and compassion. We will not be shut down. We will not be quiet about this or any event of hate. We will continue to move forward. All right, I'm going to end this there, but I want to thank you all. And remember, love yourselves and each other.